Live from 42nd Street in New York City, you're watching Pix Morning News.
Getting our green on, the pros from Cipriano Landscape Design are setting up a garden right outside our studio. Does that look beautiful or what, Johnny?
Those guys are professionals, man.
No kidding. But first, get in the garden and prune back those unshapely shrubs. How to next when we offer up landscaping do's and don'ts. That looks great.
Every time I turn around, I'm looking up, you're looking down.
Now we're going to head outside to Linda Church. Yes, I said outside. She's in the plaza. Good morning, Linda.
Morning, Jill. We are live here in Pix Plaza, which is at 42nd and 2nd. We have a wonderful garden set up out here, which I'm going to get to in just a second. We also have some rain very, very close in the city. With this beautiful spring weather, it is perfect time to garden. So we're getting our green thumb on this morning. Here with me with some landscaping do's and don'ts, Chris Cipriano.
Hello, Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, let's start out with your do's and don'ts. First up, you say do transplant trees within your property. When do I know when to transplant a tree?
Now is the perfect time to transplant a tree. So, we have a big tree in the garden. If it overgrows the space, what we're going to do is we're going to dig it out. We're going to make sure we dig out all the roots, and we're going to find a new spot in your yard for it.
All right, so when the tree is getting too big for its location, instead of cutting it back, how do I make the decision? Should I cut it back or should I move it?
Any type of ornamental tree has a lot of value to it. So we're going to want to make sure we move it to an area where it can still be a focal point. Just find a nice spot in your yard and let it grow out.
All right.
It's going to save a lot of money.
Trees are so expensive.
They are.
If you have gone shopping for them, they are quite expensive. Next up is a don't. You say don't add more grass to your property. Instead, try eco-friendly plants.
Eco-friendly plants.
Explain that one to me.
Well, 40% of your household water usage goes to watering your lawn.
So your lawn is therefore not eco-friendly because you're
Absolutely.
wasting all the water.
A lot of water.
And now my plants are not going to take the same amount of water?
Not as much water.
Outstanding. And these are the plants that you're saying I can go with instead. Shrubs.
Shrubbery,
Right.
perennials. We have some wildflower grasses.
Right in the front. So the
Right.
wildflower grasses don't take as much water as well?
No fertilizer, no water. They can go in poor soil conditions, very low maintenance.
Outstanding. On a side note, do I fertilize now? I'm talking about my yard. Do I fertilize now?
Fertilize with a weed preventative.
Okay, but right now is when I start doing it
Right
before
now.
the season. All right, next up you say do prune back unshapely trees. And this
Yep.
is your I think it looks pretty nice. I kind of like my trees going different ways. But now is the time to prune it back, right?
We had a hard winter, trees
We
got
did.
beat up. You can see this is looking like a little Charlie Brown Christmas tree. So we're gonna prune
Wow.
back to the next intersecting branch, and we're gonna prune it.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that
Okay.
too.
And now I want you to give it a shot.
You do?
All right, yeah,
All right,
right
you
here.
hold my papers
I'll hold
then.
your paperwork for you.
All right.
Take this one down right to an intersecting branch right
All
about
right.
here.
You
Watch
take
my-
it to an intersecting branch.
Absolutely.
That's what's important.
Yes.
Ah.
It's a little
All right.
rough today.
Now, am I going to keep the natural? Am I pruning it back to get the natural shape? Is that
Natural
my
shape.
goal?
Absolutely. We don't like to use shears in the landscape. I always
All
say
right.
I like my meatballs in my plate, not in my landscape.
All right. Next up, you say don't just purchase plants and expect them to fit in.
Right.
So you got to have a plan going into it.
You have to have a plan for both plants, hardscapes. We have this nice fire pit.
That's gorgeous,
You want to
by
make
the
sure
way.
you leave enough room around to walk in your space. Also, water in the landscape.
This is gorgeous. This is
our
absolutely
water wall. This is the iridescent glass tile,
inside or outside.
inside or outside.
Beautiful.
If you're on a balcony, you can put it up against one of the balcony walls.
That is such a good idea. I love all those ideas.
Thanks Oceanside Glass Tile for that too.
Absolutely. Last, you say do add pots with a defined color scheme. I got to tell you, every year when I go out, I go with a definite defined color scheme. My preference is yellow and red. I don't know. I like the big bold colors.
We love red.
Oh,
So here we have
gosh,
some tulips
great.
here. I'm going to show you.
Great.
I'm going to plant some tulips, so we can take them
Outstanding.
out of the pot.
By the way, if you were wondering when it was going to start raining on the east side, check your watches. It's right now. So go ahead.
Plant them in the ground. Make sure. they're
Now, I
completely
have not
covered.
put my plants in just yet. I'm a Mother's Day person. I wait for Mother's Day, hope that my kids give them for me. Is that this plan around the city, Mother's Day is when you should start doing this?
Yeah, you want to plant your annuals around Mother's Day.
Perfect.
All right, so now you're going to plant this one.
I'll plant this one. I want to thank you so much for coming in. For details on Cipriano Landscape Design, right? Landscape Design in Ramsey, New Jersey. Log on to WPIX.com/morning news. I'm going to get out of the rain while I help you pot this. But I love gardening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I've got a lot of tips. Back to you guys in the studio.
Linda, John and I are just so impressed by the setup that he put out there.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Can you give us a wide shot just so people can see?
they
We're
wanna
on
see how beautiful it
42nd
is.
and 2nd, and
It's like a-
Cipriano Landscape came and just did it right.
That's
They
what happens
did.
when you have a professional on the job, right?
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Amazing. We applaud
Amazing
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good work. All right.